My name is Runa Al-Noor. I'm 28 years old and I'm Afghan American. Automatically assume I'm Arab, most likely because of the hijab I'm wearing. So I'm not Arab. A lot of times people might approach me with like Arabic greetings and all that, and there are some common greetings that are in Arabic in Islam, which is the religion I practice. So I might respond and then they're like, oh, she responded, she understood me, and then they just start talking in Arabic. Maybe people who are not Arab, like they might have learned some sentences here and there, and then I'm like, oh, how do I back out of this? Nope, I don't know Arabic. So anyways, that's what I want to mention first. I'm not Arab. I think growing up Afghan American, it was interesting growing up, but I also have to input that a lot of Afghan culture actually contradicts Islam. So I think a lot of people assume that everything Afghans do is what Muslims would do, or vice versa. Not the case. A lot of times, I honestly grew up with more of a religious sort of influence than an Afghan influence. Although yes, Afghan culture has played a big role in my life, but religion takes the sort of the stronger focus, because like I mentioned, a lot of it does contradict. So Afghan culture, very, very different from Muslim culture. So just in general, growing up Afghan American, of course it was difficult. There was a lot, I was born and raised here. I've never been to Afghanistan my entire life. People want to assume a lot of things. Elementary school was probably one of the rougher times. And it took a lot of sort of confidence building, because you're sort of made to. I grew up in a very predominantly white and conservative environment, so of course there was a lot of struggle, I'm sure people can assume. And then I went to an all-girls Islamic private school, which was amazing. It was awesome. I could be myself. I didn't have to explain every single day the reasons why I did certain things, or how my name was pronounced, or whatever it is. Although again, my first name is Afghan. My last name, although I'm not Arab, is Arabic. Of people look at me, again, it all comes back to an appearance thing, because people cannot ignore the hijab, like it's just like screaming in their face, that I was born in Afghanistan. I have never been to Afghanistan in my life. I've never been to a Muslim country in my life. I was born and raised here. And I think actually that's another thing I want to touch on, is growing up, I never was made to feel 100% American because of the way I looked. I didn't obviously always wear the hijab when I was younger. I started it, when I was a little bit older. So even without the hijab, still I was made to feel different in school, without even like inviting the sort of a lot of times people want to ask me about, like, oh, back home, when was it that you came to America? I was born here. This is all I know. So it wasn't until I became older, probably around undergrad, that I was like, dang, I'm not Afghan at all. I'm 100% American in every way, like the way I think. I absolutely appreciate and am so happy that I have that exposure to Afghanistan, Afghan parents, and Afghan culture from an American perspective, because I think it helps to diversify the way I look at things and the way I understand people. So absolutely, that has played a big role. Just let the client tell you about themselves and tell you about their specific household, because it varies from household to household among Afghans. Like, you have every type of household out there. You have the very, very conservative, like, type, where the dad plays the dominant household leader role, and then you have households where the mom is like the strong sort of head household, or it can become tiring to always have to answer questions and blah blah blah. Do ask questions, because that's the only way you're going to learn. Just be mindful of the fact that, you know, they might not always be up to it, or if you get like a very bored reply or whatever, like maybe they're having a bad day and all that. So so I think that's important for counselors to sort of know is we might all look one way, but God, we all have such a different story. So again, no assumptions about anything. Also, don't assume that you know, this is your that maybe that I'm not as American as I am. I'm very American. I don't know, like that's what I feel like I am first and foremost.